Hello, my name is Danny Schlitt, Director for Recreation and Parks. Our department is currently comprised of 5 cost centers. It includes a total of 16.4 FTEs, or full-time equivalents, with a total operating budget request for FY22 of $3,198,202. As you go through this process, it is always good to know that we have offset revenues that are currently projected to come in just over $1.5 million. The projected revenue amounts are $500,000 below our actual revenues brought in for FY20 or pre-COVID. We expect these numbers to climb back to pre-COVID levels as we get back to traditional programming levels, most likely in FY23. I would now like to briefly walk you through the cost centers and give some information on any major changes or new initiatives related to them. I will highlight on your screen the trends and issues as well as significant changes included in our FY22 budget request. The first cost center is in the area of administration. This cost center houses 5.8 FTEs. We expect revenues of just under $20,000 in this cost center. Our biggest and most exciting additional ask in this year's budget is in this cost center. It is a $25,000 request that will allow for all city residents, regardless of race, creed, religion, or economic status, to participate in any program offered by our department. A committee has recently been formed that will help create a new scholarship program, one that will use this new funding to offset registration costs to all city residents that need and qualify for financial assistance. A full marketing of this program is included in the committee's goals. Future needs include increased security equipment, maintenance equipment, and other items related to keeping a now 20-year-old since its last renovation in acceptable building in acceptable condition for programming needs in this cost center. The next cost center is in park maintenance. This cost center houses 3 total FTEs and generates over $20,000 annually, while revenues in parks are minimal, the benefits are endless. Please take time to go out and visit during this nice spring weather one of your local parks, or check out the newly renovated Big Chimneys. There are no significant additions to this cost center for FY22. Future funding will need to focus on redoing or replacing sport court surfaces to include all hard courts and the synthetic turf surfaces at parks and schools. The next cost center is programs and special events. This cost center houses 6.15 FTEs and is expected to generate just over $1.25 million in FY22. This is still below our pre-COVID revenues by almost $400,000. This cost center will most likely be the last of our programming cost centers to fully bounce back to pre-COVID offerings, mostly due to continued need to socially distance, keeping maximum numbers low due to space constraints. No significant costs in this center are included in the FY22 budget as well. Priorities for future funding in this cost center will be to increase funding for our very popular weekly farmers market, as well as some additional funding to help support community group sponsored events. Our next cost center is athletic programs. This cost center currently houses 1.25 FTEs and generates approximately $350,000 annually. A full slate of youth sports programming is expected in FY22, with strong hopes that all of our adult sports will get back to pre-COVID levels as well. There's also no significant unmet needs in this cost center at this time. Keeping our fields in good playing condition is always a must. Our final cost center is community arts and cultural programs. This cost center houses 0.2 of 1 FTE, with revenues around $4,500 annually. With a new public art policy in place and a strong Arts and Humanities Council in place, additional funding for city-sponsored public art projects are a future need. Thank you for the opportunity to present the Recreation and Parks operating budget request for FY22. This budget is in full compliance with City Council guidance and allows for staff to continue to provide the quality recreational programming, parks, and facilities the residents of Falls Church deserve.